Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Awkward and Doing It Wrong podcast. My name is Travis. To my left is Flamewheel.
That's me!
And to my right is Nicole.
Hey, guys.
And we are here to talk about more bullshit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I was really hoping you were going to say, and to my other left.
Is
And he
nobody.
just
Sorry.
dropped the
Sorry. The intro is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I didn't really think it through.
You did your best. All the regrets.
I did my best. I'm
ball.
sorry.
It's sad.
Sorry.
It's real sad.
I'm sad that you're
It is what it
sad.
is. And I'm running... I had some snacks before I started, but we're recording this before I eat.
Oh no.
got
This is exactly why I went to get food.
This
Yeah,
is
I
why you
know.
get snacks first.
I
You eat the
was...
snacks before the podcast.
I was doing prep work for the other podcast while I was waiting, so
I don't
didn't do
give a
anything.
shit about the other podcast.
I know, but
I don't work there.
I have to prep everything at once, or it doesn't get prepped.
So priorities, right?
For sure,
Pornographies?
for sure. This goes on in
For sure.
gaming. This I love this podcast also because I love talking to you
Aw.
guys.
Ah.
But
I think-
but it's a gaming YouTube channel, so the gaming podcast does take just slight priority. Plus, plus it's a new podcast. We can bullshit this.
We still get more views. Fuck you.
Not recently. Bam.
Look, bro.
Not last week.
This is because we didn't do one.
That was the joke. That was the joke.
If I wasn't
Oh,
sick,
God.
I'd be yelling at you right now.
She's
Yeah.
trying to be nice and funny, and it's just not working.
Well, Nicole thinks everything I say, I'm being mean, and I'm
No,
not.
I didn't
Meaner
say
Travis
that.
isn't really your.
I'm just trying to be
Forte.
respectful.
No, you're
You
not.
take everything
Fucking
I
liar.
say so literally.
You said-
I honestly don't remember these words coming out of my mouth saying that we can't talk about video games at all. I remember saying I just won't have a lot to say if we do talk about video games.
But sports,
Ah.
but there's only three of us. I want to do stuff that you have a lot to say on.
But I feel like half the podcast already, I feel like there are times where I'm just sitting there like I don't.
You got to speak up.
It's a split though, because there's times where I'm not talking at all. I don't know anything about Dracula.
And there's sometimes I'm talking, and I didn't watch that still.
Give me either.
Travis, you talk all the time.
I know.
That is because it's his podcast.
That was your guys' homework to finish watching Dracula, and you didn't.
I'm sorry.
I know. I wasn't.
I
Very,
have no regrets though.
I wasn't very good in school. I'm sorry.
That's literally the worst thing ever.
I still have notes from last week though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget everything that happened in Dracula. And by the time you guys finish it, I'm not gonna remember anything.
Well, yeah, but
Not
we
Good.
we can jog your memory.
Why
Yeah.
are we jogging? Flamel
Well-
doesn't want to run no more.
Well, nothing this week.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't even think I've gotten 3,000 steps today.
No, well,
Good.
I drove for 4 hours and 4.5 hours. I don't know if that counts. It's like walking, only less. So
Except you're not moving your body at all.
no, the police were out in force, or I'd have gotten home faster.
Hmm.
Mm.
They've been out a lot here too.
Well, at least here it was Sunday, so it's kind of be expected. They're just waiting. You ain't in church. You shouldn't be speeding either. Damn it, North Carolina. Why you do this?
Church. But in other news, I have lost 20 pounds,
Oh, congratulations.
and I'm going for 100.
100?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Once
That's a lot.
I've lost 60 pounds twice in the past, and then I just put it back on because I lose my way.
yeah.
And then
I've been stuck at 185 for a year now.
yeah. And then this past time, I put all 60 pounds back on plus some.
Oof.
So
But the
this-
food was delicious, right?
Yes. This is the final one. Like, if I lose all this weight and then gain it all back, I'm just gonna declare myself a lost cause.
Well, you have to maintain. Like,
Yeah.
once you get down to where you want to be,
Mhm.
you still have to continue to eat semi-healthy. Like, you can cheat a little bit more, but
Mhm.
you kind of, you're
Yeah.
kind of stuck as a lifestyle, quote unquote.
And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I can just cut down on I can just get a medium pizza instead of a large.
I can burn right through a medium pizza.
I
Bitch ain't
know.
got no chance.
Yeah, but you're not on a diet. It's not as it's a lot easier to eat less when your stomach has already shrunk.
Well, I spent 9 years on a diet and decided fuck it at the end.
Well, I
So.
mean, that was your prerogative.
Well,
You know how it is.
I do what I want.
So what's been on in Nicole's life?
Not a whole lot. Playmo and I were talking about how I'm trying to switch out a meal for a fruit smoothie. So it's kind of like a diet, except I just went to Wendy's and got a large combo meal. So
it's
But did you get a large Frosty on top of it?
No, I got a large drink, but I'm probably not gonna drink all of it because it's literally a lot.
With that attitude, should have went with the
But
Frosty. If you're
I
gonna
ate all
sin,
the
you might as well
fries.
go max.
Yeah, the sad.
Literally, any
But
good
which-
I'm doing for my body, I just cancel it out with like fast food or Oreos.
But which sandwich did you get?
I don't know.
Baconator.
Baconator.
No, fuck no.
What?
It's the big bacon something.
The big Baconator.
No, it's not a Baconator.
They
I
don't
had a
have a big
Baconator
Baconator.
once, and literally I picked it up out of the wrapping and saw the grease just flowing off of it onto the wrapping.
That
and
grease.
I,
That
So
grease.
you mean gloriousness?
I wanted to throw up.
That grease has flavor.
That grease
But,
is the flavor. It was
no,
100% amazing.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love grease, obviously, because I like fast food, but just seeing it drip off the sandwich and sit and then congeal on the wrapping was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I almost stopped eating.
I don't see a problem with this.
You just gotta lick
Just
the
even
grease
talking
off the
about it.
wrapper.
No,
Oh.
Ugh. I'm gonna choke now.
That's the same thing as eating it.
Yeah, I mean, but
No,
you can't see it.
No,
See,
the
That's
burger
like when you
tastes
get a piece
better.
of pizza and you just see the grease sitting on top of the pizza.
that don't
and I'm
bother
like,
me.
That's the
Yeah.
problem with cooking cheese. Cheese is
When
grease.
When I just
Doesn't bother me.
dab all that off of there.
Don't dab. It's a sin.
But have you okay, so a large combo, and I noticed this especially at Wendy's, but the sizes are fucking ridiculous. My large drink is like a Route 44 from Sonic. That's how fucking that's not a large. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Going from one place to the other. Can I just get like a medium? Some places is like a tiny, and then
Yeah.
like other places, a medium might as well be a fucking large.
Wendy's, that's it.
They just carry out a 5-gallon bucket.
Like, Jesus, give me the whole fucking soda bag at that point. Like, God.
I just like the idea of ordering a large and they just hand you a 2-liter.
Just a bottle of soda.
This
Yeah, but it's so much cheaper out the fucking fountain, man.
For sure. But you ever got it when they just changed the syrup out or whatever, and you have that little bit of air in there and it tastes terrible because
Mhm.
they didn't run it through. Oh my god, I was so
Ugh.
mad. I was like, I should go in, but at the same time, I don't like complaining. I don't know why. I complain about everything, but in like fast food places and stuff, I don't like going up
As
to the
a-
counter and being like, hey.
As a food inspector, you don't like complaining. I don't.
Listen, I don't.
That's literally
Yeah, like 100%. You go, hey, someone complained about this. Let me examine it.
Actually, my job isn't to complain. My job is to enforce rules.
Screw the rules.
Same
Act
thing.
money.
It's not the same thing because the moment 4:30 hits, don't give a shit.
Goes from being
that's fair.
angrier food checker to angrier Travis. Womp 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 womp.
Pretty much.
And I didn't have any sinister music. I'm sad.
I'm not adding any either. So
I wouldn't either. That's too much effort at this point.
I did add that Happy Gilmore clip that one time about going home.
I appreciate that though.
Yeah, that was good times. But anyway, Flame Wheel has the topics today because I got nothing.
All right. So 2 weeks ago, before Travis canceled our podcast for the week.
Things were happening.
I just
Dead
don't
race.
think that we're gonna have the same amount of I don't know the word I'm looking for.
I'll fake
for
it.
these
Oh,
I've done it
topics
before.
anymore.
Vigor, conviction.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
fake it.
And-
I've done it before.
All right. Let's start with one Nicole's favorite.
Mine.
We were discussing Johnny Depp's abuse.
Yeah,
Kidding.
that's crazy. Because I literally hadn't heard about any of it until recently when it was coming back into
The
the world
limelight.
again. Yeah. Like, I didn't know that was a thing before. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm trying-
Explain the story, Flame, or Nicole can explain the story.
I gotta pull it up. I think his wife is Elizabeth Hurd. I want to say, what's her name?
Amber Heard.
Amber
She's
Heard.
from Aquaman and probably some other stuff, but Aquaman is the most recent. So.
Like the girl that Aquaman was with.
Yeah, the redhead.
Okay.
Yeah. So the problem was initially they were getting a divorce, and she was pushing super hard that he was being abusive towards her, and just kept pushing that, and then audio came out that basically said she's the abuser. Like, I think she literally cut off one of his fingers.
She did. I'm literally looking at the picture right now. She cut off his finger 1 month into their marriage.
Psycho. Aquaman needs to abort now. Get out of there.
She was
Pull
mad
out, bro.
because she was asked to sign a post-nuptial agreement,
Mm-hmm.
and she hit him and cut his finger and like cut his face and then just drug his name through the dirt because physical abuse has always been a big thing, like especially with celebrities, and they're like, oh well, now they can't have this part because they hit women.
Mm-hmm. And that's my biggest thing with that stuff is we believe people when they say stuff way too easily without actually having any facts at all. They're just kind of like, yeah, we know he did it. She said it. It's just like, do you know, or are you just believing her? Because there are some bad females out there too. It's not one-way street.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I fully believe that she hit him and cut off his finger.
Well, she definitely cut off his finger.
Yeah. Like,
Definitely.
And there's a petition going around to get her kicked off of Aquaman, which, I mean, I kind of hope it happens just because she deserves it at this point.
Mm-hmm. There's Emma Stone. They could get Emma Stone.
I'd be okay with Emma Stone.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She was already in Spider-Man.
See, I haven't seen that Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man. She was in both of those. They were okay. I still don't like Tobey Maguire as an actor. So
No, those are stupid.
I hate Tobey Maguire. Like, there's something about him because it's like, I say that people are like, no, he was the greatest Spider-Man. I'm like, there's a reason he hasn't been almost in anything since then.
No. He was a great pre-Spider-Man Peter Parker.
He was an okay Peter Parker because he looks like a nerd.
But that's it.
Yeah, and Andrew
Where
Garfield.
you get the opposite. Yeah, he was a great Spider-Man, but he's not a very good Peter Parker.
And he was too good looking to be a Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And so there's kind of a happy medium. Not that Tom Holland isn't good looking, but he plays a nerd character so well.
He's a better nerd for sure.
Yeah, that it just kind of works. But yeah, Spider-Man conversation. Johnny Depp's not in a Spider-Man, so I don't know how we got there.
Yeah, with that attitude.
Not yet.
Look, bro, we transitioned. I was still disappointed that he ended up being the bad guy in that new Harry Potter series.
Yeah, Colin Farrell
That
was
was
pretty good.
stupid. He should have stayed the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. But
It'd have made more sense.
But if you're weighing your who's the bigger actor options, Johnny Depp's bigger than Will Ferrell, Colin Farrell, and Will Ferrell.
Fuck Will Ferrell.
I got so lost just then. I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" But I'm with it now.
Fantastic Beasts.
Yes.
I was getting
talking about fucking what's his dick, and then you switch back over, and I was like, whoa.
Well,
I missed the segue.
He said Harry Potter, which it technically isn't.
Yeah.
No.
He's not in it.
True.
Yeah. Fantastic Beast. It took me that long to figure out what it was called.
I think Johnny Depp is great in those movies.
He's good. I think Colin Farrell was really good in the first one though too, and he was good enough to where people didn't want him to actually believe the casting. Johnny Depp's
I
fine,
liked him.
but The
But I didn't see the second movie, so maybe he was fine.
the first Fantastic Beast was better than the second one.
Oh yeah.
in
Yeah,
my
the second
opinion.
one kind of just was pointless.
Mhm. I hope the third one's
Like,
better because there's gonna be a third one,
you-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta finish it. They haven't. They didn't answer any questions. in the second one.
Yeah.
It's a transition film.
Yeah. There. Yeah. I don't
Kind
even
of.
remember anything from the second one, to be honest with you.
You know, I
For-
can't either.
It's forgettable.
Leave a comment below if you remember anything from the second one.
Yeah, I remember the first one because I had all those scenes where he's trying to catch the beast, and how they all live in this gigantic small suitcase, but it's gigantic on the inside.
That suitcase is cool as fuck.
And that one dude's hilarious. He's funny in both movies. But yeah, to my knowledge, I don't remember any funny things he did in the second one.
Well, you've already established you don't remember the second one at all.
But he's a funny character. He's that actor's funny, so I'm sure he was funny. I'm sure of it. Anyway, Flame Wheel, continue.
All right. So the Super Bowl was what, 2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
There was a new Fast and Furious trailer that Nicole was hyped about,
Oh shit.
and Travis was not hyped about.
I didn't say I wasn't. I mean, I would need to
Classic.
watch the other
Fucking
ones. But
classic.
I just, I would need to watch the other ones before I would get super excited. I was just laughing my ass off at that plane catching that car in midair. That is kind of stuff I need in my life, to be honest with you.
That's plausible. That could actually happen.
Uh-huh. It better
That
be
could really happen in real life.
better have a gigantic magnet.
Exactly what it was.
I think the only Fast and Furious I saw was like the very beginning of the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Something about family. I don't fucking know.
I've
It really dispels me that you guys don't watch these.
I've
movies.
seen the first two. I'm really behind. Hey, I have nobody
And
to go
then-
see movies with. I'm sorry. None of my friends are movie people.
Travis,
You-
you've seen the first three. You don't like Tokyo Drift.
Oh yeah,
do you?
I've seen Tokyo Drift. Yeah, is that the third one? I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't like Tokyo Drift.
And then the only other one I ever saw was the ending to the one where they're pulling a safe down the road, killing a bunch of cops with it.
Nothing wrong with
That's
that.
also a good one.
I think that one had The Rock in it.
They're all just so good.
Were they though?
Yes.
Well, see, Nicole, if you would have came up here every single time when Fast and Furious came out, I would have saw all of them.
Okay.
That's a long ass drive.
When those movies first came out, I was probably like 10.
Oh, well, that would have made me
12.
15.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to see. when
Not
the
an
first one came
adult.
out.
The answer is not an adult.
Neither of us would have been adults.
None of us actually.
You were closest.
I would have.
First film
I
was
had to have been in
released
middle school.
2001.
Yeah.
You were
So
10.
I would have been no.
I'm saying
I would have
'Cause
been
Super Saiyan.
because
first grade.
I was 11. Why did
I
you come
knew
up
I was
here?
in middle school.
Why didn't you come up here? I was in first grade, you dumbass. That's no
I would have been
excuse.
7.
That's no
I would've
excuse.
been a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't you,
that wouldn't have been weird.
don't you turn 6 in first grade?
Depends on
On your
when your
birthday.
birthday is.
That's true.
My birthday's in November, so
Roger that.
I probably had to wait an extra year because I wasn't 6.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I was 17 when I graduated high school because my birthday was like a week after graduation.
I was 19.
Oh, well, slow is slow, you know. What?
That's why they call me the slow wheel.
Yeah. What'd you say, Nicole?
See, it's easy to think about like how old I was because kind of, or what grade I was in,
Mhm.
because 2001 would have been first grade,
September 11th.
2002 would have been second grade, stuff like that.
Cheater.
That made me, sixth grade? Maybe? 5th or 6th grade? Something like that. And it doesn't matter what Flame was in. He was probably like graduated military school or something.
No. I'd have been way cooler.
I don't know if that's possible.
Oh, thanks?
No problem, man. You were
I
the
don't know
one
if that's a compliment or an insult, and I'm just going to take it as a compliment.
you were the one that said you were weird in high school.
I was fucking ridiculous.
Now look at you, still ridiculous.
Yes, but I'm sociable.
Well, it's debatable.
No.
Louder
There's no
doesn't make
debate
you
there.
sociable.
I can talk to people now, Travis.
Me too. It's in the job description.
The trick is to yell at people, though.
Yeah.
Is that really talking if you're yelling at them? Yes.
But
I'm
anyway,
just talking loudly.
Wait,
Wait, well,
go ahead.
no, did you
No, Nicole, no, because I was gonna reel
Travis
it.
had nothing to say.
I was gonna reel it back into the topic. So if you're going, continue with what you're
Oh.
doing, Nicole.
No, I wasn't. It was gonna be way
I'm
off
ready.
this topic.
Go
Ready,
for it.
let's
Go
go.
for it.
I was just gonna ask you about your cat because I just saw on Instagram that she's out of the cage in the car.
Yeah, just let her walk around. So anytime I take her places, like when I first got her, I'd put the litter box in the trunk with the lid off so she knew it was there, and her cat tree was like laying across like 3 seats, and I would let her out the cage and just let her walk around. So the first time she was pretty chill, like she just ended up like sleeping in the seat, one of the back seats. But from then on, anytime I take her anywhere, she sits there and like meows the entire time, and
Uh-huh.
then I guess she must be like anxious or something because she'll actually pant, which cats don't pant. It's very weird behavior. But
she gets out and like walks.
yeah,
around
she
the
just
car
walks
and-
around the car and meowing. She's like,
See-
why is the house moving?
I take my cats with me when I'm gone for like a whole weekend just because I don't like leaving them at the house. If it's one night,
Right.
I don't care. But if it's a whole weekend, I take them with me, and I usually go home, and it's an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
And Ari will just sit there and meow at me the entire time, and I open up her door so she can get out, and she still meows at me. And I
No,
like
no, no,
I'll
she
grab her
walks
and
around-
pull her out, and then she'll meow, and then run right back in, and then start meowing at me again.
Yeah, cats don't generally like car rides for some reason. But she'll meow at me regardless. But I can't leave her in the cage.
Ash is pretty chill. He'll be in his kennel and he'll sleep, or sometimes he'll get really annoyed with Ari and he'll chime in and he'll just do like one loud meow just to try to tell her to shut the fuck up.
She ain't listening.
He just lays there and like I said, he'll take a nap. But Ari she fucking meows the entire time, and I don't know what to do to like help her or
So you
Stop
can
it,
give
or-
her like anxiety medicine, supposedly. You can like talk to a vet and they can give you some of that for that kind of stuff, but otherwise you just kinda have to let them meow it
a lot
out.
of work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'll like ignore her and turn up the music. Like I don't hear you. It's fine.
I was singing at the cat. She apparently doesn't like punk goes rock or pop goes punk.
Well, who would?
That might have been the other thing, is that the music might have been too loud.
Well, see, and it doesn't like I can have no music and I'll just sit in there and she'll meow at me, or I can turn the music on and then she meows at me. Like she's just not happy at all. And I'm like, we've done this so many times, you know you're fine.
Know your place.
I had to get them separate kennels because they hate getting put in the kennel. And Ari was like a bitch to Ash when
Whoa.
I would put them in the same kennel.
Oh yeah, she'll fight me tooth and claw. Like if I have the kennel open, she'll lay in it and play in it during the
Yeah.
day or whatever. It like sits near my front door. But the second I try and put her in it, it's like fighting with her.
Yeah. Yeah, Ari will like try to claw and get away from me, but I always win. And then Ash he'll like crouch down wherever he is and like squint at me like he's mad, but I win. So he kind of gave up.
I'm still bigger than you.
Yeah.
I have, I had a dog that got car sick.
Oh no.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Because that smell,
Yeah.
and you still have to keep driving.
Mhm. The worst part was he was like 18 when he died. So I mean, when
sad
when
face.
we went to pick him up, it was like I was not very old,
Right.
and that dog threw up on me. That was my first memory of
Oh,
that dog.
God.
Was he threw up on me on the way home after we got
Oh
him.
no.
It was love from there, man.
Icky.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
eat this, right, puppers?
Yeah.
I remember driving home from the lake, It was when we lived 3 hours away.
Camp Crystal
And-
Lake.
No.
Shh,
And-
shh, shh.
Shadow threw up in the back of my Jeep, and then one of the cats threw up in their carrier, like at the same time.
Oh
So
no!
we pulled over because I wasn't 2 more hours with that in my Jeep, and I was like, we gotta clean it out.
Ugh.
I'm not doing it.
I'm just
So,
gonna
like-
throw up right now.
Drug Shadow out, had to wipe everything down, opened the cat kennel, wiped everything down, and I was like, alright, you little shits, if you're gonna do it again, we're just gonna stay here, because I'm not. And it was fine. But yeah, it was like the worst thing. Having both, like, all the animals are just like, okay, we're gonna throw up, it's fine.
Well, if one throws up, the other one's got to throw up.
Yeah.
It's a team game.
Ugh.
Ugh. Icky.
Yeah, it wasn't a fun time.
Icky.
All right. So
Anyway,
The
back to the story.
the
No,
last
sorry.
note from
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
What's-
Are we still talking about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you have more.
Well, I
stuff
was
on.
just saying, I was just gonna go over, like, I'm not. I guess I can't say I'm not a huge fan of Fast and the Furious because I haven't seen them, and
You haven't
I like
seen-
the first and second one. I didn't like Tokyo Drift, even though
well,
it's
because
Nicole's
Vin
favorite.
Diesel-
You really liked it.
I really liked Han in that movie.
Okay, I'm saying because you seem to be one
Till he
of
died.
few who likes Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I really liked Han, and I was super sad that he died.
Quote unquote, like died, quote unquote.
Yeah, but in the trailer for the new one, he's back, and I'm like, the fuck?
The fuck?
Because they pull. Well, this is gonna be spoilers, but they pull shit like this. They've done this before.
Mhm.
We thought somebody died, and then they came back.
except that one guy. He ain't ever coming back.
It's called you have 9 movies, so you gotta do something. So you bring back characters you thought were dead. For sure you didn't see die or something.
Well,
The anime solution to all my
He-
problems.
his car literally blew up.
That doesn't
Like,
mean he's
it
dead.
was
He could
kind of
have
a given.
he could have rolled out of it last second. He didn't see
Well,
it.
clearly he did because he's alive in this next one.
Yeah,
He pulled some like
Clearly.
magician shit.
they're gonna have like
He had an ejector seat in the driver's seat. He just pulled the handle,
they're gonna reach back.
launched through the window.
They're gonna reach back 6 movies to do a flashback and show you how they
Oh,
lived.
It's weird because Tokyo Drift is out of order with the other ones because Han is in the other movies.
Hmm.
So number 9 could be like caught up or right. I don't know. You know.
Yeah. I got what you be throwing at me, yo.
Don't ever say that again.
word.
Just don't ever. Don't.
No.
On
Nope.
the flip side.
Okay, next topic. Go ahead.
So we were discussing. So we had all these cool topics after the freaking podcast.
It happens.
That's how it always
We only have so much
Yeah.
time. We only have so much time. We only have an hour.
Yeah, with that attitude. Anyways, so we got we had been originally discussing Batman v Superman
Mhm.
because the Riddler was Lex Luthor.
Yes.
So the last topic I had was y'all were discussing Ryan Cranston as Lex Luthor.
Bryan Cranston. And
Whatever.
Ryan Cranston.
I missed one letter.
Maybe
one
it's a-
letter.
I wasn't.
Maybe
I
it's his
wasn't
son.
discussing that.
I was discussing that because Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor took off like 2 or 3 points from that movie by himself. Considering he's in the majority of
Yeah.
it being the Riddler. So like Bryan Cranston, that's who everybody wanted to begin with. That's who they wanted to cast. They were like, we want Bryan Cranston, we want Bryan Cranston, and they're like, we got Jesse Eisenberg. And we're like, that's not even fucking close. So yeah, small rant on that. Continue.
I don't think I've watched enough.
That's because Bryan Cranston wasn't Lex Luthor. If he was, he would at least be a good enough actor in that movie, even if the movie's terrible, to carry it a little bit because he's that good.
Yeah, I don't watch any of those movies. Like I've seen The Dark Knight and I've seen Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
But like those are the only ones besides like the Justice League and stuff like that. I haven't seen any of the previous Batman movies.
Other than you said, like the Dark Knight trilogy. So the one with Joker, or just the Dark Knight?
Just The Dark Knight.
You never saw Rises?
No.
I love Rises because Bane and his voice and his Tom Hardy. And I love.
It was
Tom Hardy.
good, but it felt drawn out.
You felt drawn out.
I did feel drawn out. That was my complaint.
It had to feel drawn out because Bane literally broke him. He had to get his strength back. If he breaks his back and in the next scene he's standing in front of him with his arms on his hips, that would make no sense.
You're Batman. Surely you should know this guy is too strong for you.
I want to point out that
you have all these gadgets, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fight this man in a fist fight.
You're making yourself sound dumb because that's literally a story in the comics. The man who broke the bat, and it was Bane, because he.
I know. I'm just saying that he should have used some more gadgets and stuff. Like he should have had his back broken or whatever.
He did.
But like he went straight into a fist fight.
He actually used the thing that worked on other people. I forgot what that thing's called, where he threw the smoke bomb and went around him. But Bane was initiated, and so he kicked his ass. There was nothing Batman could have done in that fight to win.
No.
But
I'm just saying, like, him just doing the fist fight. It felt like he was just trying to fist fight him.
Are we bitching about the best scene in the movie?
No, I'm bitching that he's fucking Batman and he has all these gadgets and shows. You know what? Today, nah, fist fight, bruh.
Batman was also, like I said, he was never gonna win because he like has one leg at that point. I think. Like,
that's true. Around. He was already camping.
That's not something I mean. What the bat copter or whatever the fuck they call it comes in, just starts laying bullets into Bane. If he would have done that, he would have won.
True.
But anyway, yeah, Bryan Cranston. He was. Have you seen not the new Godzilla, but the original remake, the one with Bryan Cranston in it? Anybody seen that one?
Yes.
Best part of that movie was Bryan Cranston. And then spoilers, he dies, and then the movie goes downhill.
And then they kill off Ken Watanabe in the second one.
Yeah, Kick-Ass can't make it. He can't make it work. Kick-Ass couldn't carry that first movie. And then he wasn't even in the second one.
Nope. That second one made no sense, but I had a lot of fun watching it.
I still gotta watch. Is that the Monsters one?
Yeah, it was fun.
I haven't seen it yet.
But it made no fucking sense. But it was fun.
I haven't seen it yet, but at least I know a character dies now, thanks.
You're welcome, I'm helping.
Actually, I think I may have seen it. I feel like I've seen the trailers. I feel like him dying was not in the trailers. Maybe the scene that he dies, but they did not show him die in the trailer.
True, the scene is there.
Yeah.
In the trailer.
They would never do that. No, I can't say that. They would do that. It's kind of like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, spoilers. I don't know if Nicole probably never watched The Amazing Spider-Man movies.
No, and I don't care to.
They weren't amazing to her.
But,
he's not my favorite Avenger.
I mean, that's fine. It's Thor, but that doesn't mean every other movie can't be good.
Deadpool's my favorite Avenger.
He's not an Avenger.
Actually,
with that attitude.
Actually, Far From Home is a really good Superman movie. Or Spider-Man movie.
I need to go back and watch all of them. Like, I've only seen Iron Man 1.
Iron Man, you could
just skip 3. 3 was it amounts to nothing in the narrative.
I haven't seen any of the Hulk movies.
Don't need to.
There weren't any. And there was just the one, and they don't keep the same actor.
There was 2.
Yeah, that first one didn't count.
I knew they changed it. I knew they changed actors. The Incredible Hulk is the what's his face, right?
There was Eric Bana, and then who was the other? Edward Norton.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Edward Norton stopped doing it because he didn't want to be defined as the Hulk. And so then that's why they moved on. But those movies also weren't successful, which is why they stopped doing Hulk movies. Because of them, they thought that Hulk could only be successful if he was teamed, which is why he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Well, just because it's poorly written. Mm-hmm. But that's the same complaint I have with Batman v Superman, or any of the DC ones, really.
I've seen every.
Wonder Woman was good.
Captain America.
Of course, you have.
They're good movies.
And I
never saw Winter Soldier.
Maguire Spider-Man.
Winter Soldier is the best one.
Winter
I
Soldier's
never
pretty
got
good.
to see it.
Winter Soldier's the best one. I mean, I'm assuming Civil War is basically a Captain America movie. It's what's supposed to be anyway. It's Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
That one's good.
I really like that one.
But I'd still say Winter Soldier's better. Although that one had more. Civil War had. Well, they both had emotion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess for Iron Man, Civil War had more emotion. But Iron Man wasn't in Winter Soldier, so it's not a very good argument. Unless I missed
Apples
them.
and oranges, sir.
Yeah. But anyway, did you have any other topics, Mr. Wheel?
All right, I got a Florida man story
Oh.
that isn't a bunch of crime. I know. We got to get 1 week. I'm sorry.
And then we could talk about the gaming thing you talked about. I decided because it probably won't happen on the other podcast, so we can do it.
Yeah. A Florida man says he did what he had to do to protect himself and his dog when faced with an overly aggressive coyote. Ben Poole says he hears a coyote around his neighborhood often, but he rarely sees them. Last Friday, however, he found his dog face to face with a coyote, preparing to fight. Poole was able to get the two animals apart before the coyote attacked. He then used a coffee cup he was holding to defend himself. He came in my legs first, so I smashed him in the side of the head with my cup. He came back, and I smashed him again. He jumped at my face, and when he did, I stepped to the side and hit him again with it. He screamed and went down. Poole managed to get himself and his dog up the street and home.
Man, these Florida man things are so ridiculous. They sound fake.
He just beat a coyote with a coffee cup.
Yeah. Well, and this is in Hawaii, so.
What a man.
That's some Liam
know,
Neeson.
right?
That's some Liam Neeson shit.
Yeah.
Poole managed to get himself and his dog up the street home, but he says the coyote was relentless. It was extremely aggressive. It did not respond to anything I had ever heard, like
It
making
probably had
noise.
rabies.
Probably was rabies, yeah. Desperate, Poole got a gun and climbed in his truck. I was going to shoot it out the window because I didn't want to get out and fight it again. And when I did, it jumped up at the window of the truck. I rolled the window down, backed up, went 3 or 4 times at it, and finally ran it over. No regrets. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, he could have got rabies.
Coulda.
I felt like that's rabies behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're aggressive like that, for sure.
Yeah, that's rabies.
And
Yeah.
not giving up after they just got the shit beat out of them with the coffee cup. Like,
Yeah. Well, and it was alone. Coyotes don't generally operate by themselves.
yeah, they're pack animals.
Yeah. So there's only 2 other people that can pull that off. Like I said, Liam Neeson and John Wick. The only 2 people that can pull off that maneuver. Maybe, I don't know.
And that guy.
And that guy, I said 2 others other than him.
Oh, okay.
Maybe an 80 star. Maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme or something. He'd
Oh,
probably
okay.
karate chop it to the floor. You don't know
You
who
don't
that
think
is?
the Terminator could do that?
No, he's too slow. I mean, the Terminator, the coyote would bite him, and he just wouldn't care.
Well, he'd still beat its ass.
He'd probably make it his friend.
I love friends.
That's fine.
He'd have to scan it first. It's kind of like, what was that, Shaun of the Dead, where his friend turns into a zombie, and then he just like shackles him in the shed in the backyard,
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
and then they play video games together, even though he's a zombie. It's as stupid as it sounds, and it's great.
Okay, what's his video game?
Okay, so the video game stuff. So there is everybody knows the coronavirus, correct? At this point, I would
Yes.
say you should. So I was looking through Steam today. I was just kind of looking because I was trying to look for games that are gonna happen for upcoming reviews. Watch over those. And then I was searching
Spoiler alerts.
and going through like upcoming releases, and there's an upcoming release on Steam called Coronavirus Simulator. And let me bring it up here. I'll read the. Okay, I'm going to read the Steam description. This time you will take on a role of coronavirus, arriving directly from the.
Bless you.
Arriving directly. You got it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
And she's dead.
Should I stop reading? I feel like maybe this isn't good.
I'm coming down with a sickness.
I got the coronavirus. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll start over. This time
Yeah.
you will take on the role of a coronavirus, arriving directly from the laboratory of evil geniuses. Your task is to destroy humanity on planet Earth and spread throughout the galaxy. Modify your genome as it develops, improve your immunity to extreme conditions, and stay tuned for vaccine development.
So it's like that one game.
Pandemic.
Yeah, it's pandemic.
Okay, when you guys were talking about the coronavirus game, I was thinking like, I don't know.
Here,
Like,
I'll put it in the Discord right now. It's loading. You can see it.
I wasn't thinking like pandemic.
It's like one of those simulator games that somebody put together in like 2 weeks and called it a game. They're just trying to make money off of something that's happening in the world. There's a simulator for everything. The one that really got people pissed off was when all the stuff was happening with schools and there was a school shooter simulator.
Them motherfuckers were literally doing it for the free pass and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. And that game got removed from Steam before it released because there was no fucking way. And that's just kind of what these people do is they take, and yeah, Pandemic's basically the same, but Pandemic, well, I can't exactly say because I never played it, but it's not taking
Pandemic
something.
was good.
Yeah, but it's not taking something that it directly affects the world and trying to make a quick buck out of it really quick,
Right.
as thousands of people are dying this second.
Pandemic, you got to pick if you wanted to be a virus or
A bacteria.
bacteria. Yeah,
Or
you're either
Planet of the
bacteria or
Apes.
virus.
Yeah.
And then once you did that, you just tried to infect like the entire world, and it got harder because they, shut down ships and planes and whatever else. But like, it wasn't a specific disease or anything.
Was that game really fleshed out?
What do you mean?
Was it like well made?
I don't know if I'm a good judge of that.
Okay.
I mean, I liked playing it.
This game does not look like it was well made. It looks like they put it together in 2 weeks, and they're just gonna have you as a green ball with spikes coming out of it, just going down the street.
Maybe. You
Hey
should
man,
play
they see
Pandemic.
me rolling. They hating.
Maybe, but I have too many games to play. I don't know. People always say, "Yeah, you should play this game." I'm like, I'm one dude.
No, Pandemic is like a 2-minute game.
Oh, is it? Well,
Yeah, it's not like. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game then.
I guess what I'm getting at is all these people go on Steam because at this point anybody can put anything on Steam, and everybody makes all these simulators because they're so easy, and they're a lot of times, except for the bigger ones, they're usually garbage. And they always do this. Whenever something big's happening in the world, we gotta do a simulator, and it's really annoying because not that anybody would make a game called the Coronavirus Simulator that'd be actually good probably, other than Pandemic, but that's not about coronavirus. Maybe they should do a patch. You could be the coronavirus.
No, they know better.
Because I
Yeah.
don't remember.
It's like I said, and Flary pointed this out that it's like like Pandemic, but that game wasn't targeting a specific thing that's killing everybody like right now. Although,
No, it was just more a simulator to show how disease spreads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is
Because-
nothing other than just killing people. I mean, that description says it. You're just trying to kill everyone with
The
coronavirus.
game I remember on the computer is you literally are just looking at a map
Okay.
on the computer screen. It's just a map of the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you would pick these things to make yourself the disease or whatever stronger, but then you're like, oh well, they just came out with the vaccine, and oh they're shutting down ports, so your disease is only in like Australia or whatever,
Okay.
and it doesn't go anywhere else, so you lose.
Mm.
But I'm like looking it up, and this is like a board game, and I don't remember it being a board game unless
I mean,
made
they
it into
probably, anything turns like there's some really weird board games for everything. If
Yeah.
you look, board games are bigger than you think. Just not a lot of people play them as much as they used to. But I know there's like an Aliens board game
Yeah.
where you try to escape the alien or whatever. There's all kinds of board games.
Okay, that sounds amusing actually.
Yeah,
But
I know.
We're gonna need to play that in a podcast.
we could play Pandemic at school, and like you could play it 10 times because it really didn't take very long at all.
I know. Yeah, I know. Angry Joe is doing what is it? Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Dragon Ball Z board game. Not all.
That sounds
Yeah. Not all together.
terrible.
No, not all together.
Okay.
His board game actually looks really good. It didn't even sound terrible. I don't know why you went there, but
No, I mean combining all those things together.
no, they're not combining them together. Those are just the 3 ones he's making.
Okay, that was where I was confused.
Yeah. And right now he's doing Street Fighter, and the models look good. Like his models look so good that when they drop, then whenever he drops Dragon Ball, whenever that would be, I'll buy that just for the models. I'll never play the game probably because I'm not a big board game person. Who the fuck would I play it with? And
I will play it on Discord.
how are you gonna do that? It's a
I
board.
don't know, man.
It's a board game.
Bro, I just work here.
But those models are great. They're always high tech because he said he doesn't want to release them unless they're like high quality. And I'd buy it
Right.
just for the models. I'll set them around Kratos and Ellie when I get her to sit next to the Nicole's clicker picture.
I'm really upset right now because I'm not finding the game that I was talking about. So I
Pandemic.
really don't think it. I don't think it was
It's
called
on Steam.
Pandemic.
It's on Steam. Let me look it up. I have Steam pulled up.
Okay, no, I understand that, but I'm talking about when I was in high school. We played this game, and obviously we didn't have Steam downloaded on our computers
Oh, you.
at school.
Well, no. I mean, that was probably back in the hizzy.
Yeah, but wouldn't it still be on the internet for free?
Maybe. I don't know. The internet's a weird place.
That's
If
why,
things change.
That's why I'm thinking it's a different. I don't know.
Let me look it up. Pandemic.
It looks similar.
Pandemic, the board game.
Exactly what I was talking about. I've been looking it up this whole time.
I don't know about that one. You're looking at a map on this one.
I know. But we were able to play it on. We just pull it up and be like, oh, okay, let's just kill people now.
Maybe they already had it installed. Maybe it came on a disc.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't think that's it.
Did you ever?
Pandemic will no longer be free on the Epic Games Store.
Well, that sucks.
So maybe that's what it was.
Epic Game Store didn't exist when you were in high school
Shh.
or college, for that matter. It's not even old.
You don't know that.
It's
You
like a
know
year
that.
old.
It's like a year old.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, well, maybe it was free on something else. You ever think about that?
Maybe if it was free on the other Epic Game Store. Ever think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I get tired of these simulators because most of them aren't well made. It's just ways for people who don't know how to make games. Well, they do know how to make games, but they don't know how to make them well, so they just throw together like this terrible simulator or whatever's going on, or they'll do like, oh, here's a airplane fixing simulator, and it's just terrible. And does it ruin gaming universe?
You don't want to fix planes, Travis?
Not if it's terrible.
I thought they were made intentionally terrible, like the Surgeon Simulator.
Well, Surgeon Simulator, yeah, that's intentionally terrible, but it's good.
True. It's funny.
It's
For sure.
funny. They did that on purpose. They could have not done it that way, but they decided to because it was funnier. This game, let's just say the people who developed this coronavirus simulator, there's 2 developers, and let me tell you, coronavirus simulator, only one they've developed.
Oh,
Well,
The people who published
this
it,
is fine.
there's 2 publishers. Actually, they're 2. This one, one of the publishers' name is Putin Team, and they Putin, and they have made 2 games, Coronavirus Simulator and Putinization. I feel like this may be a
that feels like Russian bots, bro.
Yeah.
Unless we're talking Putin.
No, it's Putin. But that being said,
Oh,
but
oh
that
no.
but that being said, I mean, Coronavirus Simulator is in English. I don't know. It's probably Russian.
We don't know. No one's gonna pay for it.
Yeah, we're not gonna know. Like it says coming soon. That game. Ugh. It's gotta be one of those games where it's not as bad as School Shooter Simulator, but it's just not something that needs to exist. And it happens all the time.
I concur.
But that probably is Russia. I don't even know who made the School Shooter one. It was probably Russia too.
Maybe.
But because you know how they're all up in our current events.
But you know.
But anyway, anybody else have anything for this week?
I'm
Nicole?
still impressed that guy beat up a coyote with a cup.
Well, you know.
I think the game I'm talking about is called Plague Inc.
Plague.
Ah, yeah, Plague Incorporated. Yeah.
Yes.
Looking it up. Evolved or just straight up Plague Inc?
Just Plague Inc.
I think Evolved is like the form that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there's a Plague Inc.
'cause
Evolved fake news.
This looks more like what I was talking about. I mean, Pandemic is similar, obviously, but Plague Inc. It looks like I can play it right now, and I'm not even on Steam or anything.
Yeah, I think that one was on mobile too at one point.
Yeah.
But there was a Planet of Apes crossover with them, and it was kind of fun.
Crossover. Oh, remember when, what was it, Wildlands was just alright, and then they did, I can't remember what they did, Predator?
Yeah.
It's just like Breakpoint's doing Terminator. It's just their way to try to fix a game that didn't, well, Breakpoint was worse than Wildlands.
It was awful.
But
We were getting the plot moving,
we were, and then I got busy.
but
with
it was boring.
just like Breakpoint. Are we talking about Breakpoint? Wildlands was okay. Breakpoint was like, I think it was like my second or third worst game of last year, if I remember correctly.
But I think we enjoyed Wildlands just because it was the three of us being fools. We weren't actually progressing or anything.
It was still more fun though. It's
Oh,
like
for sure.
it was like it was like co-op, so it was like Far Cry if you remove the fun. That was Breakpoint. It removed the story that was worth listening to, other than the flashbacks that were better than the main story.
Yeah, I wanted to play the flashbacks.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm not gonna go on. We're not gonna go on that rant today. Anybody else have anything else this week?
I don't think so.
No, Flame Wheel.
Still sick.
He's still sick. I was hoping he wheezed a little more in this one, but it's fine.
I've been muting myself when I have coughing fits.
It's fine. It's better than
Trying
Flurry.
not to ruin the quality.
Flurry just coughs in my ear.
Look, bro,
That's
we
what I
are a
do.
quality podcast, damn it.
Debatable as hell.
Ain't nobody want no coughing.
Well, it's debatable, but we do have with the same headphones. Muting is pretty easy. You get pretty used to it, so you don't even have to look or try to reach for it. You just kind of know. But anyway, that is going to do it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Flame, do you want to do the out?
Thank you so much for coming out today, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel and you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. Thank you.
Bye,
Have a nice
guys. Bye.
day. Bye-bye. Click.